Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Electoral College, the process by which America actually elects its president. Keeping in mind that when we go to the ballot box on election day, we're not really casting a vote for a presidential candidate, we're actually casting a vote for a slate of electors from our state to go to the Electoral College and actually decide the president. So let's look a little bit more in depth at this process. First, some basic facts about the Electoral College. There are 538 votes total in the Electoral College. So 538 electors will meet, and they will be the ones who decide the presidency. You need to get 270 of those votes in order to become president. If you do not reach that threshold of 270, if we don't have a clear majority in the Electoral College, then what ends up happening is the president is decided by the House of Representatives, and the vice president is decided by the Senate. So in 2012, when we're looking at Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan running against Barack Obama and Joe Biden, you could possibly have a Mitt Romney, Joe Biden White House, depending upon the way the Electoral College breaks down. Now, when we determine how many votes each state gets, it's a combination of the number of representatives in the House of Representatives that you have, plus the number of senators each state has. So since each state has 2 senators and a minimum of 1 representative, the lowest number you're going to have is 3 electoral votes, and the highest we have in our nation is 55 votes in California. Let's look at the map of 2008, where you can see that Barack Obama, represented by blue, beat John McCain, represented by red. And all these blue states that went for Barack Obama created quite a convincing Electoral College victory for Barack Obama. And his victory was really keyed in with states like Ohio, Florida, you had Virginia, North Carolina, you had Michigan, and Nevada all swinging to Barack Obama to help him get that election. Now, the way that we award the electoral votes by state is through a winner-take-all system. The candidate who wins the plurality of a state's popular vote wins all of the state's electoral votes, with one exception. I'm going to go back to 2008's map, and you can see here that there's one mark here in the state of Nebraska for Barack Obama. That's because they go by vote totals in congressional districts in the state of Nebraska for some of the electoral votes, and Barack Obama was able to pick up 1 electoral vote that way. But for the most part, in our states, we go by whoever wins the most votes in a state. That's a plurality. They don't need a majority. They don't need to get over 50%. Whoever gets the plurality in a state gets all of the state's electoral votes. That's why it's a winner-take-all system. So if we jump ahead to 2012's map and you look at where we're going, we've got Ohio, you've got Wisconsin and Michigan, you've got Florida, North Carolina and Virginia, and Nevada are seen as key swing states with a lot of emphasis on Ohio and its 18 electoral votes. And the reason being that candidates are spending all their time there. Campaign ads, candidate time, on-the-ground resources, all focused on swing states because those are the votes that are going to matter. Barack Obama could spend countless hours in California and add to his vote total in this sure victory in California, and it won't help him one bit in the Electoral College. He's already got our 55 votes. So he's got to move on to another state and try to secure that up-for-grab population, which is concentrated in places like Ohio and Florida, Wisconsin, Michigan. Now this is great for small states, this whole Electoral College system. And if you look at 2012, New Hampshire and all 4 of its electoral votes are seen as very important because that could be the difference between getting over the hump and getting to 270 or losing. But it's really bad for third-party candidates. If you look at someone like Ross Perot, who in 1992 ran a very popular campaign for president. He ran against Bill Clinton, the eventual winner, and George Herbert Walker Bush, the incumbent president, and he was able to get 20% of the nationwide vote. However, that popular vote percentage did not transfer into the Electoral College, where he earned exactly 0 electoral votes. And this whole process of how we award electoral votes makes it difficult for third-party candidates, and it makes them seem like they are not viable candidates. It makes it difficult for them to raise money, it makes it difficult for them to get ballot access, and it makes it difficult for them to really get a campaign going and get the resources necessary to compete because they're not seen as viable in this winner-take-all system that really favors the 2 main parties. So that's the Electoral College. This is where it's all